Konnichiwa minasan, this is Misimu Orahara, and this video guys will be like a third story of a monster but with a different title because of the uniqueness of this character that we are gonna talk about. He is unique from many sides as a character, power, and also some other things revealed in the novels that will surprise you if you didn't hear about them. We are gonna talk here about Ichibei Hyosube, the leader of the Shinigami and specifically the Zero Squad leader. So guys, let's discover together the story of this monster. And the start will be about the name of the Zero Squad. When we heard for the first time about this term, I think it was in the flashback of Keisuke when he replaced Hikofuni's position. When Aizen asked Kyorako where did Hikofuni go after she left to go to 13, Kyorako replied that she went to the Zero Squad or the Royal Guards, and it was like if Aizen's expression represented our shock as a fans. What? There is another organization that is more important than the Go to 13? And they play the role of Royal Guards of the Soul King. Wow. Since then the hype was growing up little by little, and the problem is Kobo actually was trolling us. He gave us the feeling that the Zero Squad will be some persons very charismatic, they don't smile, they are like angels that guarding the Soul King, and they will appear in a fantasy scene when the battle is on fire. Suddenly the sky will split and then finally we will get to see them. This is how I imagined their appearance would be. And when the chapter 516 came out, that's when the disappointment appeared. I mean the Zero Squad appeared. They weren't like we thought they will be. But in fact Kobo had another perspective about them that eventually convinced me, even though I didn't like much their designs. To be in the Zero Squad you must be talented and made something really useful for the Soul Society. It's not only about power. To be like Yamaji or Zaraki doesn't qualify you to be in the Zero Squad. There is more. You have to create something unique. Like Cringy created those healing legs, and Hikofuni was the one that created the Gikon, and Shutara, she was the one who created the clothes of the Shinigami, and Nimaya the one who created the Zanpakuto, and our boss Ichibei the one who named everything. And this ability to name everything is related to the title of this video, and we will speak about it later. So let's talk the course of the events from the first appearance of Ichibei. When Ichibei first time appeared, it was clear that he is the leader of the Zero Squad. And as a facial features, he seemed to be younger than Yamaji, the one who was the leader of the Gootee 13. And when it comes to the personality, Ichibei looks like a fun character. He doesn't give you the impression that you should be disciplined in front of him, unlike Yamaji. And when we moved to the Soul Palace events, we started to see some of the unique things about Ichibei. Like he gave everything that we know in the Soul Society its true name. Like the Zanpakuto, Bankai, Shikai, and many names were given by this man. And he know all the Zanpakuto names that were created by Nimaya. And I think even the name of the Soul Society itself was given by him. And when Ichibei faced Yhwach in that legendary fight, we discovered more about this monster. To be honest with you guys, I really liked that fight more than the fight of Yamaji with Yhwach, because at least Ichibei was fighting the real Yhwach, not like Yamaji who was throwing his power on a fake version. And the battle of Ichibei was epic from many sides. For the first time we saw Ichibei using a new technique of Kido, and specifically I think it was another style of Hado. The translation of that Kido spell is Secret Hado number 3. Not only that, but the professionalism of Ichibei in Kido arrived to the point that he doesn't need to pronounce even the number of some of types of Kido. And this is just the Kido. In Zanpakuto, his Zanpakuto abilities were something absolutely unusual at all. Unlike some other Zanpakuchos, Ichimonji got the name of the thing just by one touch from his brush on any name of a thing or person. It can split this name into two halves, and automatically the power of the name it will be split into two. And that's what happened when Ichibei got the name of Yhwach arm. The arm became just a arm. And Ichimonji can go furthermore with this ability in the Shikai, blacking out or Koromyo. After this release command, the brush of Ichimonji turns into a sword blade, and in the Shikai Ichimonji throw the ink on the enemy, and anything that this ink covers loses its name. And as Ichibei said, anything that without a name loses its power. And that's what happened with Yhwach. If you remember, by using that power, Yhwach lost his name. And here we come to the final development of Ichimonji. Ichibei gave us another new information, the True Strike. That was the old name of the Bankai before the term of Bankai came into existence. People back then used to call it the True Strike. And Ichibei mentioned that the ones who call this mode Bankai are kids. So here comes a question into my mind. When exactly the first time the Shinigami used this term of Bankai? I think the days of Yamaji, people were using the term of Bankai. In the flashback of Sasakibe, Yamaji was using this term, and that I think was 1000 years ago. And if that was correct, the kids reference also apply even on Yamaji. However, if Ichimonji in the Shikai took the name of the thing, Shirafude Ichimonji gave it a new name with the power of that new name. And when Yhwach became without a name and powerless, Ichibei gave him the name of a black ant, which means Yhwach got the power of a black ant, and this is really a scary ability. If Yhwach didn't have the almighty power, he would be dead when Ichibei used just his Shikai. I mean, imagine if there was someone instead of Yhwach, someone who don't have those power of immortality like Aizen or Yhwach himself, just a Shinigami. I'm sure that he don't have any chance against Ichibei. And this is why I think, in my opinion, Ichibei is the most powerful Shinigami in Bleach. I mean pure Shinigami without any other source of powers like Aizen or Ichigo. This dude really something else. Even if you baited him in somehow and made him pieces scattered, he can reconstitute himself again just by spelling his name. And without doubt, for these crazy things about Ichibei, Yhwach made him one of the 5 special weapons of the Quincy, and especially because of his wisdom. But why? Why exactly his wisdom? What I think, because this man is almost like a living antique masterpiece. He has all the history of the Soul Society. He knows everything, the good side of the Soul Society and also the dark side of the Soul Society. Why do you think he could name everything we know about the Soul Society? The Bankai thing and many names was named by him. Simply because his age is measured in hundreds of thousands of years, perhaps even millions of years. Ichibei Hyosube is older than any Shinigami we know in the Soul Society. In my previous video that I made about the Soul King and based on what came in the novels, we said that when the Soul King came to the existence, other beings with special power came to existence too. And one of them was Ichibei. And at that time, there wasn't yet the 3 worlds we know, a Commando, Soul Society and the real world. So you can say that Ichibei is older than the Soul Society itself, and this is why he had the possibility to name everything inside the Soul Society. This person has experienced successive generations of Shinigami, wars and countless crises and powerful enemies. I mean those 686 chapters of fights and events were nothing to Ichibei. And if you read the scenes of Ichibei again, you could feel he was the only one that has some kind of special connection between him and the Soul King, like if he was the messenger of the Soul King. He was always saying, because the Soul King wants, or because this was the will of the Soul King. And as I said, Ichibei represents entire historical era. He was there when the Soul King saved the original world from that menace and the Hollows. He was there when the 5 noble families created the 3 worlds using the power of the Soul King. He was there when the 5 noble families sailed the Soul King and torn his legs and arms and his organs. He was there when the Shiba ancestor turned against that and wanted to sacrifice himself to be the Soul King. And this is why, as a plan B, as I said in my last video, when Yhwach was trying to kill the Soul King, Ichibei thought about Ichigo Shiba that maybe he can be the next Soul King. And I can imagine that if Kobo did some chapters about the past of Ichibei, we would have seen the full story of the Soul King in the manga, or maybe some hints about the original world and how the Soul King came to existence. In summary, Ichibei, as I said, is a living antique masterpiece, and Bleach is a universe full of events and legendary stories, but unfortunately everything was rushed in the end. So this is, guys, the video of this day, and thanks for watching. And what do you think about Ichibei? See you guys in my next video.